Have you ever been to a concert or listened to a recording or somebody on the television? They're a really good player, really good musician, they're playing their instrument extremely well and the performance finishes and you have this slight feeling at the back of your mind that it was a bit boring, nothing much seemed to happen. There's a real danger here where people take interpretation and the meanings given in the dictionaries of music so literally that they forget it's about emotion, it's about expression, and they're so busy trying to fulfill these arbitrary, artificial definitions that really nothing is said. And so what I'm going to do at the moment is to try and just broaden the perspective so that you feel excited about your music and you don't bore the listeners. So the question is, what is interpretation? I know everyone fights shy of this or they get extremely worried, and two things tend to happen with amateurs or young students. They either go and buy one of these dictionaries of music that gives definitions of all the terms, not just the Italian terms, but forte and piano and accelerando and diminuendo and all the other marks that you see in the score, the accents and turns and various other things. And they take them literally and then spend the rest of their life trying to be so perfect in the way that they play them. Or the other alternative is one goes to the library and gets a load of books on interpretation and then gets completely confused because of course all of the composers have their own sound worlds and it's very difficult to reach the nub of an idiomatic style that would be right for the composer. So what I want to do very quickly is to unlitter your thinking. I want to get rid of the baggage so that you feel enthused and excited about the piece you're going to play and you can feel free in your interpretation and your creativity, just like a young child is so excited when they've got a colouring book and lots of coloured paints or crayons or pencils. And that brings me to my first example. What is interpretation? Well, remember back to your childhood. Remember you open your colouring book that your mother's bought you, and there on the first page is a black and white, just drawn in black ink, a picture of a castle in its own grounds with forest and lawns and flower beds and then this castle just in the distance. Now it's up to you to colour this, and you can choose the colours. And you're not altering the structure of the painting, you don't move things around, so there's no fear about altering the structure of the music. But it is your creative decision. So is the grass green, or has there been little rain this summer and it's been a very hot summer and the grass is now yellow? Or perhaps there's no grass at all because it's been really bad. And then the leaves on the trees, what colours are they? What kind of trees are they? And you go to the castle. Is it made of that rather dour, dark grey granite which Scottish castles are built from? Or is it that wonderful warm red stone that you find castles are built in Spain? It's your choice. Of course, you've got to do your homework. You can't have foliage surrounding the castle which may be from the upper Amazon and then a granite-looking castle. That obviously doesn't work. But it is your creative choice what you're going to do. And there's one other example that I'd like to give you with regard to the marks you see in the score and may have looked up in the dictionary of music, and that are dynamics. I would suggest to you that dynamics have got nothing to do with volume. And I bet no one's ever said that to you before, but let me give you an example. There you are at home, perhaps the windows are shut or just a little bit open, it's a summer's day, and 4 or 5 streets away, you suddenly notice that the Boys' Brigade are marching down the street playing. Now, you listen to them and you know that they're playing their heads off. They're having a really wonderful time and blowing as loud as they can, a Sousa march or some other march that they're playing. And you know that they're playing very loudly, but because of the distance, 4 or 5 streets, in terms of volume, you're only hearing them quietly. But how do you know, therefore, that they're blowing really loud? By the character of the sound. So that little example will tell you that dynamics are far more to do with character than they are just volume, just loud or soft. So going back to our colours with the castle, here again we're building in character, we're building in a story which is perfectly acceptable, but doesn't alter the structure of the picture in any way. You've not rearranged the items in it. It's up to you. And I'd like you to go back, therefore, to your music, feel really excited about what you can do, because in the end, it's all right and it's all your decision.